Cloudbot has taken the internet by storm. It is by far the best AI assistant tool currently existing. Now, the future of AI is here. The future of personal assistant is here, and that is Cloudbot. In this video, we'll learn about what Cloudbot is, the different use cases, how to use it, the security concerns, the dangers and risk around it, the cost implication, and we'll see how to install it. So if I take you to the official website, you see that it is currently called Moltbot, and that's because the Clawdbot team had issues with anthropomorphic Claude because the name sounded alike. So Claude had to issue a cease and desist order to the Clawdbot team, and they had to rename it to Moltbot. But this is the best AI tool I have utilized yet. So quickly, I would show you the architecture and tell you how it works. So this is you. Right, for you to chat with the Clawdbot engine, you need to do that from a message interface. So WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, Slack, iMessage, right? You can chat with it from there. And then you also have to install it somewhere. A newsflash, this tool is not from Anthropic team. It's not from Google. It's not from X. That's the Grok. It's not from OpenAI. This is an open source tool, meaning that it is free to use. So this is like a high level architecture of what it is, right? This is Clawdbot. You have to install it somewhere. So Clawdbot can live locally in your system. You can also install it on a VPS. You can buy a Mac Mini. You can buy a dedicated laptop. You can install it on Hostinger, on different VPS platforms, right? And then it needs a brain to work. So you can then connect it to like Claude, maybe Opus 4.5. You could connect it to Gemini. You could connect it to OpenAI GPT, perhaps GPT 5.2. You see different options when we install it. It also then connects to tools and skills. I like to see it as two-in-one, act as a personal assistant and also act as an AI agent. So as a personal assistant, this tool can help you send emails, it can help you draft emails, it can help you schedule meeting on your calendar. So let's say, for example, you would normally hire a virtual assistant or a personal assistant to help you do these things, but this tool can do it. And the good news is it works 24/7. So even when you are asleep, it is working, and it can take over your entire system. For example, if I have it installed on my MacBook, Clawdbot can access my notes. Let's say, for example, I have some set of to-do tasks. I want to visit the cinema by 5 p.m. Tomorrow, I want to go to the mall by 10 a.m. On Monday, I want to book my flight by December 2026. I want to purchase this item from Amazon. It's a MacBook. I need to purchase it by June in 2027 or June 2026. Without me telling Clawdbot what to do, it can proactively access these things and take actions on my behalf, right? And then I can chat with it from my mobile from anywhere I am in the world. They also have a documentation that you can read when you're trying to install it, and it works with everything. If you click on this, view all 50 plus integrations, you would see these integrations that works with WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord. It works with different AI models, and then it can make you productive. For example, you would usually utilize platforms like Claude Code, right? As a software developer to create a website, you could naturally chat with it and say, I want to create this website, right? And then it goes on and on. But with Clawdbot, you don't have to go to Claude Code. From Clawdbot, you could tell it what you want. It can even make decisions on your behalf. You necessarily do not have to update it when there's a new update. It can on its own update itself. It can also create sub-agents within it to perform different tasks and different functions. It can take meeting notes for you. It can trigger a screen recording event to record your screen. And then it can go to platforms like X to get you the latest tech trend, for example, and then give you a summary every day. You necessarily do not have to do that. But in the process of installing it, it would try to learn more about you. So Clawdbot is literally a part of your life. And I also see they have like a soul.md file that tries to like mirror a typical human. You can go through the website and see the different integration channels. I would now tell you about the security aspect. I do not recommend you installing Clawdbot locally on a system where you have important documents. So let's say you have your credit card information on your laptop, you have some important documents, some personal information that you do not want it to access. The reason why I wouldn't advise you to install it on that PC locally is because It is an open source tool and it's still pretty new, right? And then you can have some prompt injections from hackers all over the world. If you go to Twitter, you would see different people talking about the security concerns, different researches going on and all of that. So I wouldn't advise you to install it on your PC to avoid hackers taking advantage of it, right? Which is why in this video, I would show you how to then install it on a VPS, and we are focusing on how to install it on AWS. And hey, I know you've probably seen videos where you have to pay $5 or $10 or $19 to achieve this, but for this video, I'll show you how to utilize AWS free tier subscription or free tier option or offer to set up a VPS within AWS. And then I'll show you how to install Clawdbot within it and then how to connect it to your WhatsApp. So for the cost implication, what I can say is Clawdbot is free to use because it's an open AI tool, right? But you are going to connect it to a brain. So you connect it to Claude, to OpenAI, to Grok, to these different LLMs. Clawdbot itself is not an LLM, right? But it's like a gateway that allows you access them without you accessing them. And then gone are the days where you have to use tools like N8N to achieve these things. So before now, you can have an N8N developer help you create this personal AI assistant, like these AI agents that can help you achieve different things, assist you with voice call to your clients, getting sales lead from here and there, generating videos, generating voice for your meeting. I mean, utilizing platforms like 11 Labs and co. But with Clawdbot, you just have to set it up and then you don't need to know what happens behind the scene. All you need to remember is how to chat it and then watch it proactively take some actions. So back to this setup. One disclaimer that I'll warn you of, I heard for Claude Max, it's usually preferred to access it using the API key from Clawdbot because people are getting banned from using Claude just because they try to utilize the web interface setup, right, to connect to the LLM from Clawdbot. So there are safe ways. I will add links to how you can connect it to these LLMs, and then you have tools and skills. It can connect to these tools and skills. So tools like HeyGen, 11 Lab, you also need separate subscription for that, right? So cost wise, everything outside Clawdbot, right? Those tools you use, you have to pay for them. And then I know you might be wondering what skills are, right? Skills are like functions. A skill, for example, can be a function within Clawdbot that can help you trigger a calendar event, meaning it can go to your calendar, check what you have for today, schedule meetings for you here and there. So just like an example of a function, a skill that it can perform. So the next step here is to show you how to install it. But before the installation, if you go to moltbot/showcase, you'd see different things people are saying about it, right? And if you play around this site well enough, you see this getting started part, right? You'd see how to get started, how to install it, what the advice and the prerequisites. I would show you how to install EC2. So it's telling me to sign in. Yes, so I'll sign into my AWS. So quickly, let me show you how to set up your Amazon, the AWS server, so that we can from there install Clawdbot. So I'll go to aws.amazon.com and then I enter. But I mean, for me, I've registered it already. So you would have to go through this process of coming here, clicking on aws.amazon.com. And then you also have to click on start, just like we saw here, start free with AWS. Then you sign up. But one thing you should notice when you sign up, it's a request for your card information, like a bank card information. But then they're not going to debit you. It's free, like just register for the free tier, right? But because I have done this already, what I'll do is I would go to my own instance. So when you do it at first, you would see, it might not tell you this was what you recently visited, right? It's because I have like launched it before to pretty much explore it before this video. So you might find yours listed here, but the main thing is just click on EC2, right? I'll click on launch instance. So let me give it a name. Maybe I'll give it Moltbot Cloud, right? It can be any name. I'll select Ubuntu. Just ensure that you're selecting the free tier. Then 64 bits for the free eligible. I would want to select an instant type of M7i. That's 8 gig of RAM, because we just need as much space as possible. And then the key pair name is required, right? So for this, I'll just click on create a new pair RAC. I could give it a name. I could say AI Malt. right? Then I'll do create a key pair. I could share you documentations to AWS on how to get this done. You don't have to do any further settings, right? This is just an experimental stuff. So I'll click on launch instant. So it tells you creating security group, launching initialization. You see how quick it is. Now it says successfully initiated launch. So I'll click on it and now it's loading. And then I would say connect using a public IP. Public IP is this. I'll click on connect, establishing connection. So you can feel free to use any operating system of choice. You can use Mac, you can use Windows, but for me, I would be using Linux for this operation. But I am currently working from a MacBook, but then the VPS is Linux. I could just click on clear. So everything is cleared. Then let's go to the documentation, the docs.molt.bot. I would add a link to all these documentations. So you could also go to the main page, molt.bot, and then look out for the quick start section, right? You could copy it from here or just go to the getting started page, scroll down to install the CLI recommended, copy it, and then I'll just paste it here and click enter. You could close this pop-up. It's currently installing the Moltbot. So let's give it some time. It's also dependent on your network speed. It will then tell you it is powerful and inherently risky. Do you want to continue? So for me, I'll say yes. So I clicked on yes by clicking on my spacebar key and then I hit enter. I understand this is powerful. Yes, I understand. Quick start onboarding mode, right? Just follow the instructions, right? I'll just hit enter and then it says OpenAI auth method. So I'll click on OpenAI codex. So paste this URL and authorization. So I'll copy this URL. You can use any model. You can use Claude, you can use OpenAI, you can use Gemini Grok, but I'm using OpenAI. So quickly I'll go to a browser, paste it here. So it's requesting for the code. After you log into OpenAI, it will throw this error. So what you just do is to ensure that you copy this local host URL, right? And then you paste the link directly here. And then you hit your enter key. So it says keep current. I'll just click yes, keep the current, because I currently have the GPT 5.2 subscription. So I'll click enter. Telegram. So I know for a couple of videos, you've seen Telegram being configured. You've seen Discord, Google, Slack, Signal, iMessage. But for this one, I'll show you how to configure WhatsApp. So I'll click on WhatsApp and then it says select channel, quick start. So I'll do select channel and it says WhatsApp linking, scan the QR with WhatsApp on your phone. Credentials are stored in this. For that, link WhatsApp now. So what I'll do is I'll use the spacebar and say yes. And then what I noticed is it would normally just keep regenerating the QR code until you scan, right? So I'll just go to my WhatsApp now. And then for some disclaimer, right, I would advise you to utilize a WhatsApp number that it's currently not your main WhatsApp, just because this is still pretty much experimental, so that it doesn't mess up with your chat. So I'll do link devices. Okay, so I'm scanning the code right now. It says login. So WhatsApp asks to restart after pairing. This is my personal WhatsApp, separate phone number just for pairing recommended. So I'll just do allow from, and then skill set status, configure skill set now. You could click on yes, then show homebrew install command yes, preferred node manager for skills npm. For the list of skill, I'll just use my space bar to select as many as possible. I could also still skip for now, or I could also decide to scroll down and just do a skill set for Clawdhub. So Clawdhub is like a marketplace where you have different skills built by different developers. So for set Google Places API key, no, I just hit enter. No. We could always configure these later, right? Set 11 labs, no. Enable hooks, let's say skip for now. So gateway service runtime, installing gateway services. So how do you want to run it? Do you want to hatch it in the TUI? Do you want to run it in this terminal interface, or you want to run it on the web? So I'll go for the web version, enter. All right, onboarding complete. Use the tokenized dashboard link above to control Clawdbot. I'll scroll up here and see dashboard. So dashboard link, run this. So if I copy and I paste this, right, let's just click on a new window. So if I paste this, yep, the site is unreachable, right? So what I'll do is SSH into this, open your computer. So let me try this from my terminal. You can see I'm using a MacBook. So I'll do this, SSH. And then now let's see if we can access it. Not yet. Let's see. All right, so once I've typed this in my terminal, right, and I believe it's running now. All I'll do is to run the local host. So what I did to remove the error was I noticed something, so I cut out that part so that the video is not entirely long. But what I noticed was what Clawdbot recommended, so it was utilizing the private IP. So what I did was to go to the EC2 instance, and then I copied the public IP address. Then because I'm using a MacBook, you know MacBook has lots of security, so what I did was to chmod 600, right, to grant permission to the PEM file that I downloaded the other time, the keepers. So once I did that, I could then SSH to the path where the PEM file is located, and then I ensure that it's using the current user of the Linux operating system on AWS, right? What you're looking at now is my MacBook, and then at the public IP address which we got from the EC2 instance. So in case you get that kind of error, just ensure you follow what I've done if you are utilizing the same setup. Now you can see that it is live, right? You can go to overview, you can go to channels, instances, sections. For cron jobs, you can create a cron job, for example. So let's say you can create a calendar cron job. Cron job schedule jobs that can run even 247 while you are asleep. So you can create a cron job for calendar, for example, and say always monitor my calendar and ensure that my meetings are in sync. I mean, this is just a lame example. In a separate video, we'll dive deeper into how to properly utilize it, but this video is focused on the installation. You can also add SKUs. So if you go to SKUs, you see one pass Apple Note. So what this Apple Note does is, remember the example where I said if you have a list of to-dos on your Apple Notes, right, in your MacBook, you can have this tool scan through it and then proactively make actions, right? So you can install as much SKUs as possible. I'm not installing any for now. I'll have a separate video for that. So let's go to chat and say hello. Hey, I'm online. A couple of quick setup questions as I'm useful in the way you actually want. What should I call you? So I can see the sections. For cron jobs, you can create a cron job, for example. So let's say you can create a calendar cron job. Cron job schedule jobs that can run even 247 while you are asleep. So you can create a cron job for calendar, for example, and say always monitor my calendar and ensure that my meetings are in sync. I mean, this is just a lame example. In a separate video, we'll dive deeper into how to properly utilize it, but this video is focused on the installation. You can also add SKUs. So if you go to SKUs, you see one pass Apple Note. So what this Apple Note does is, remember the example where I said if you have a list of to-dos on your Apple Notes, right, in your MacBook, you can have this tool scan through it and then proactively make actions, right? So you can install as much SKUs as possible. I'm not installing any for now. I'll have a separate video for that. But then let's go to the EC2 instance. So it's connected on boarding. So this is pretty much it. Let's do a test. So let's go to chat and say hello. Hey, I'm online. A couple of quick setup questions as I'm useful in the way you actually want. What should I call you? So I can say call me E. Efficient. And then for 4, what time zone should I? So I would say WAT. Also, I see WhatsApp is connected. Do you want me to use WhatsApp for reminders, notification, or keep everything in the web chat unless you explicitly ask? I want you to use WhatsApp for reminders and notifications. How do I chat with you on WhatsApp? Send. So it's loading. Let's see. I mean, there are tons of configurations we can do here, but good enough. You now know how to install it. I would also show you my WhatsApp chat and then how we can chat from it, chat with it from WhatsApp. But currently it's connected to my WhatsApp based off of the configuration we did. So I'm Cyclobe. How to chat with me on WhatsApp recommended. Message yourself, open WhatsApp on your phone, go to message yourself or start a chat with your own number. So I would do that on my other screen. If you see here, I just did message. Say, hey E, I got your WhatsApp. Hello, loud and clear. Now if I show you this on this other screen, you'd see that it's connected to WhatsApp, right? So I say, I got your WhatsApp. Hello, loud and clear. Remind me by 4 a.m. tomorrow. to do some research. Now you can also connect this to your email, your calendar. You can connect it to your social media platforms to respond to customers on your behalf. You can do just a lot of it, but in a separate video I'll show you how to fully utilize it. Yep, it's working. It is creating a cron job. So remember I said that it should remind me 4 a.m. tomorrow to do some research, right? You see Cloudbot scheduled. You see that I didn't even have to tell it to create a cron job for this, but it has created a cron job. So it says cron, add reminder, do research by 1 a.m. This is a JSON payload. It has created a cron job. If I go to cron jobs, you see that one cron job is enabled. And then by tomorrow, by 4 a.m. it would trigger an alarm in my phone, or just send me a chat on WhatsApp to say, hey, you have to do this by 4 a.m. right? So this is how you connect WhatsApp to your Clawdbot, right? For subsequent video, just click on the subscribe button and then click on the notification bell as well. I would create subsequent videos on how you can connect this to Slack, to Telegram, and then I'll give you about 5 to 8 use cases of how you can utilize this powerful AI tool. You can use it as a CEO, you can use it as a project manager, as a business analyst, a software developer, a non-tech person, a doctor, a lawyer, just name it, a lecturer. You can utilize it all round. Until my next video, see you.